What's up again there, guys? Brian here, the Three Topics Gamer here to give you another episode of my weekly Q&A titled The People's Questions, where I answer a series of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. We got a number of questions from all kinds of different individuals. Several I was able to answer in the comment section of the previous video, and some I'll be answering here. This will definitely be a slightly longer episode than last week, so that's good. But like always, if you happen to enjoy this video by the end and would like to see more content like it moving forward, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm hopefully picks it up and spreads the word. And press the subscribe button so you can hopefully see this content and more of it from the rest of my channel pages. So, starting off with the first question coming from Bree Burrick, you want to know, what is the best thing about being a YouTuber and a gamer? Well, YouTuber, I guess it just, I don't know, gives me a platform to express my own opinions. And I guess as a gamer, stress reliever, entertainment, the typical things that gamers look for when they decide to stick with gaming. I've been enjoying it since I was a kid, and I think I'll always enjoy it till the day I die. So I guess it's a little bit of both sides. Next question is, okay, I'm going to be honest. This is one of these questions that, I really like it when some of you guys answer, other people's questions. I think maybe one person tried that with another question, but, this is kind of one of those questions that, if you happen to see a question like this, I'm counting on some of you guys to answer these questions for you, because that kind of gives me the assurance that some of you guys actually kind of know how I think. But this question comes from Farmer with a Shotgun, and you want to know, will I get the special edition of Devil May Cry 5? Okay, I assume you are new. I assume you don't know a damn thing about me, and I assume you did not see my review of Devil May Cry 5, and the fact that I openly said that it's probably the best Devil May Cry game I've played to date. And the only thing stopping me from giving that being a 10 out of 10 was the fact that you could not play as Virgil. So the fact that they are releasing it on the next-gen consoles, the fact that it is going to even look better, the fact that it's going to have even more music, which I have to say, the Virgil theme that they release is probably the best Devil May Cry song I have ever heard. Ever. And the fact that you'll get to play as Virgil means that right out of the gate, this game is probably going to be a 10 out of 10 game, and you're asking me if I'm going to get it? I'll let you figure that one out. I'll move on. Next question comes from Knighted Slayer 666. You want to know, if I were to be trained by a Final Fantasy character for skills with the blade, who would I pick? Alright, well, not question. Auron's my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. He's the greatest guardian in Spira's history, and he's a master swordsman, so I can't think of anyone better. I mean, if I wouldn't go to Sephiroth. Sephiroth's too unstable. I think Angeon would make a good teacher. I think he did a pretty damn good job with Zack, but in a practical sense, yeah, I would go with Auron at 10 out of 10 times. Next question comes from a new person, and this is also kind of an obvious question, but I believe you're new. I can't pronounce your last name, so I believe you go by Hydra. Sorry, someone just got home. And you want to know, what are my thoughts on Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and do I think it's going to be more fun game to play than Spider-Man 4? I don't think it's going to be funner to play. I think it'll just be as enjoyable. I mean, from what I've seen from the gameplay they show is that, he's going to play slightly differently, but, kind of similar. So it'll be something I can easily pick up and start playing and have a good time with. And the fact that it's probably going to be about 10 hours long, kind of, is something I'm okay with. So, yeah. Next question comes from Will Williams. He wants to know, if I could go back in time and change anything about my past, what would it be? I'd go back and warn my dad about his heart attack. I don't know if it would have stopped him from dying, but just to warn him, because I think, when I think about, details are sketchy on exactly what happened. But if I had, in the fact that I was physically so close to him, he was in the same area as I was, I didn't know he was there, I would have warned him to at least get to the hospital. I don't know if that would have stopped him from dying. I don't know, but I think at least trying. The fact that I still don't, that was not a good way for him to go that way. It still bothers me. And I'll say this right now. There is not a day that I have yet to, put it this way, I have yet to experience a day since he died that made me happy to be alive myself. There has not been a single day, hour, or minute that has gone by since I got that announcement that I do not wish I could have taken his place. I would happily switch places with him in a heartbeat, because I know I wouldn't be leaving much behind, and I'm expendable. Trust me, my immediate family really doesn't give a shit about me in general. I know my brother does, but knowing him, his lovely wife would not let him dwell on that for much longer, and I know he would go on and do great things as he does now. He's the greatest man I know, and I know knowing him and the support circle that he has around him and the support he has, he would not let my death put him down too much. He would move on. He would keep me in his memory, but it wouldn't bother him too much. It still bothers me. It's something I may never truly get over. I've yet to get to a point in my life where I feel that I've done anything significant in my life. Heck, none of us have. I mean, he's been gone for almost 4 years, and none of us have done it. Like, trust me, my dad did more with his life by the time he was my age than all 3 of his kids combined have done throughout our entire lives. And I don't think any of us are ever going to do anything on that level. And I think that's kind of sad. So, yeah, that's probably the one thing I would change. I don't know if it would change anything, but just to try. Next question comes from Aaron Walker. Aaron Windtaker. I hope I said that right. And he wants to know what is my favorite moment from Attack on Titan and why. Probably Levi fighting the female Titan for the first time. I thought that was a really, really cool scene. It kind of showed how much of a badass Levi was, and it kind of just, was a taste of things to come. So that's why that's probably my favorite moment. And the last question of the episode is a deep one, and it comes from Phantom Sidious. And he wants to know, have I ever suffered from depression, anxiety? And if so, what advice would I give someone who is going through the same symptoms, and how could they cope? I would suggest you keep yourself busy as possible. You surround yourself with a good support system, and you make sure you give yourself a primary focus to look forward towards the future. Depression can be a tricky mistress, and I'll tell you a little bit of something that might shock some of you. I still think about committing suicide most days. In fact, crazy enough, this here is a 5-part breakdown of journals that goes over pretty much all my 20s. The first entry, starting all the way back, and I believe somewhere in February 9th, 2010, so about 2 years before I even had a YouTube channel. And it is a battle. It is a struggle. And there are very few happy moments in this book. And I think I started keeping this document because in the event I do commit suicide, I at least would like people to kind of know just my struggle. I don't know if I'll live to see my 40s. I don't know. My 20s were not as progressive and as happy as I would have liked. But I know I cannot imagine putting myself through another 10 years of that. But I don't know. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. I'm still dealing with it now. Maybe I'll always deal with it. And maybe, heck, one day, I'll finally take that extra step. I don't know. I spend a lot of time by myself, and it is not fun. I try to surround myself. It's just funny that the people I care about the most are not here with me. They're in other places, and I hardly get to see them. Believe it or not, I have not physically seen my brother in person in 3 years, and that hurts. I mean, I've talked to him on several occasions, but to actually hang out with him, that really helps. And I don't really get a chance to hang out with many people. Those moments are very, very rare. Like, in the past 10 years, I've had literally one happy moment here in Vegas. Only one. And, I still cherish that. But, I think the only thing that stops me, because believe it or not, I actually seriously considered taking my own life when I was about 16. when I heard my parents were getting a divorce. And I really did think it was kind of my fault because there was an incident that happened that really shook everything. I don't want to go into detail exactly what happened, but it really it opened a wound between my parents that apparently had been there since before I was even born, which was a shock to me. But all I can do is what has helped me the most throughout these past 10 years is really YouTube. It gives me a platform to talk. It keeps me busy. It allows me to talk to individuals like you guys, and it has allowed me to experience things that I don't think I would have. And it's given me a semi direction of where I would like to go. I just am having a difficult time trying to get there. I know where I would like to see myself. The trick is finding the right path, or maybe finding the right people that can help me get down that path. And that has really been my battle since I even started my YouTube channel, and I'm still trying. I don't know if I'll eventually give up, but all I can do is say I will try my best. And with that, that is pretty much all the main questions that I was able to answer for this video. I hope you guys have this episode's been a little bit more revealing and got a little bit more personal than even I expected, but, those are just my thoughts. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below. Make sure to get them into me roughly before next Wednesday around noon before I start filming the next episode. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next week.